Imagine putting money in a drawer and leaving it there for 10 years. You didn't spend it. You didn't lose it. The bills are still there. But something strange has happened. That money now buys less than it did when you first saved it. Welcome to the quiet, invisible force known as inflation. And whether people realize it or not, inflation affects almost every financial decision we make. Welcome to the Simply Speaking About Money video channel. It is here where we talk about budgeting, saving, and investing in the real world of probabilities, and not the crazy hype, noise, and lottery-like promises of possibilities. Inflation simply means prices increase over time. Groceries cost more, housing costs more, healthcare costs more, transportation costs more. In other words, the purchasing power of money slowly declines. The same dollar buys less than it did before. Think about everyday purchases. Coffee used to cost $1 or $2. Gasoline was significantly cheaper decades ago. Housing prices in many cities have increased dramatically. These changes aren't random. They're the long-term effects of inflation. At Simply Speaking About Money, we follow a simple financial framework. Budget, save, invest. But there's an important reason behind that strategy. Saving money is important. But investing becomes necessary because inflation slowly erodes the value of idle money. Many economists describe inflation as a hidden tax. It reduces purchasing power without directly taking money from your account. The number in your bank account might stay the same. But what that number can actually buy slowly shrinks. Not exactly the kind of magic anyone wants. Before we go further, if you enjoy clear financial education without hype, subscribe to the channel. Here, we focus on budgeting, saving, and probability-based investing strategies designed for long-term wealth building. No speculation, no unrealistic promises, just practical financial knowledge. Inflation happens for several reasons. Economic growth increases demand for goods and services. Supply disruptions can push prices higher. Governments and central banks influence money supply. All of these factors interact to create the gradual rise in prices we experience over time. Interestingly, a moderate amount of inflation is considered normal in most modern economies. Central banks often target around 2% inflation annually. Why? Because moderate inflation encourages spending, investment, and economic growth. But even moderate inflation has long-term consequences for savers. Inflation compounds over time. 2% inflation may not sound dramatic, but over decades, the cumulative effect becomes significant. Money saved without growth slowly loses purchasing power year after year. Saving money is extremely important. Emergency funds, short-term financial goals, unexpected expenses, savings provide stability. But when money sits idle for long periods, inflation gradually reduces its value. This is where investing enters the picture. Investments such as stocks represent ownership in businesses, and businesses often adjust prices as costs rise. This allows many companies to grow revenue and earnings over time, which means investments have historically helped investors keep up with or exceed inflation. Markets can fluctuate in the short term, but over long periods, economic growth and innovation have historically pushed markets higher. This growth allows investors to potentially outpace inflation, which is why long-term investing is such an important component of wealth building. One of the biggest financial risks isn't always losing money in the market. Sometimes the bigger risk is losing purchasing power by doing nothing. Money that never grows slowly loses value over time. Inflation quietly does its work in the background. Another important concept is the difference between nominal returns and real returns. Nominal returns represent the percentage growth of an investment. Real returns adjust for inflation. For example, if an investment earns 8% while inflation is 3%, the real return is roughly 5%. Smart investors pay attention to inflation because it influences interest rates, market conditions, and long-term planning. Understanding inflation helps investors make better decisions about saving, investing, and retirement planning. Inflation also reinforces the importance of budgeting. When prices rise, households need to monitor spending carefully. A solid budget ensures that savings and investing remain priorities even as costs increase. Automation can make investing more consistent. Regular contributions into diversified investments allow portfolios to grow steadily over time. Automation removes emotional decision-making and ensures that investing continues regardless of short-term market fluctuations. Diversification remains an important strategy. Different industries respond differently to inflation. A diversified portfolio spreads risk and allows investors to benefit from various parts of the economy. Inflation is a long-term force, and the strategies used to address it also require a long-term mindset. Investing works best when investors remain patient and consistent over many years. If you want more videos about personal finance, inflation, long-term investing, and probability-based wealth building, subscribe to the channel. We focus on simple financial principles that help people build real wealth over time. Because financial success usually comes from discipline, not speculation. Inflation may seem small in any given year, but over decades it significantly changes the value of money. Understanding inflation helps people make smarter decisions about saving, investing, and planning for the future. The goal isn't to panic about inflation. The goal is to understand it and to build a financial strategy that works despite it. Inflation is one of the most powerful forces in personal finance. It quietly reduces purchasing power year after year. But investors who follow disciplined strategies, budgeting, saving, and investing consistently can position themselves to stay ahead of it. Because while inflation slowly erodes money, smart investing gives it the opportunity to grow. Budgeting is step one. Investing is step two. That's where Acorns comes in. Acorns helps you start investing automatically, even with your spare change. It rounds up your everyday purchases and invests the difference into diversified portfolios built for long-term growth. You don't need thousands of dollars. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to start. When you pair smart budgeting with automatic investing, you build momentum, and momentum builds wealth. If you're ready to make your money work while you sleep, check out the link in the description to get started with Acorns Affiliate Disclosure. I may earn a commission if you sign up using my link at no extra cost to you. If you found value in today's video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Simply Speaking About Money so you never miss practical strategies that help you build wealth and make smarter financial decisions. Also, check the description box below for the financial tool we recommend related to today's topic. It's a resource we personally suggest because it can help you apply what you've just learned and take action immediately. Your support helps this channel continue bringing you clear, no-hype financial education. Now stay with us, because up next is a special bonus that can help you take this even further.